So please drop your details in the WhatsApp group, your name, your email ID, and your phone number so that we can issue your certificate based on that. And make sure that you give your correct details, your legal name, which will be added on the certificate. So please make sure of that. And we will please do it right now. And then we will start with our today's masterclass. Okay. So firstly, I'll introduce two-way technology to you all, and then we will start with the masterclass. So Two-way Technology Private Limited has a successful track record in the field of academia, research, training, recruitment, and job assistance since its inception in 2018. We also offer training and internship for all levels of the professional world. It starts from +2 level to a seasoned professional. We in Truly Technology emphasized academic and research development as no civilization can progress without education and can't progress without research. We work with each applicant to prepare them for employment ready. Truly Technology bridges the gap between employer and employee via industry or product specific selection and pre-employment training. Just for a quick look, I'm sharing my screen and showing you all unique services which Truly Technology Private Limited family holds. So I hope my screen is visible to you all. So for learning and teaching platform, we have Prayug. For internship training program, we have StuIntern. For professional AI resume builder, we have ResumeOcean. For job portal, we have Navrojan. For education, we have Vidyapun. For psychometric test, we have Sudakshta. And for research, we have Anushram. So I'll brief you about your today's trainer as well. So Irene Lobo, she is your trainer for today, and she has she has worked as financial analyst with over with Bank of New York Mellon for approx 3 years, and she has many certifications also, certification in investment banking operations professional, and certification for financial accounting and analysis, that is IAMB. So she will be leading today's masterclass. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for the very good warm welcome. Good morning, everyone. Is everyone there on the call? How is everyone doing?
Students, please try to make this masterclass interactive.
Yes,
Please respond to her as much as you can, like either by chat or by unmuting yourself.
Yes, thank you for responding on the chat. I would like it if people can come on the camera. That will be very good. Yes, good morning, everyone. Yes, Rebecca is not having a good morning today. She's just having morning. It's a Friday. Okay, so before we start with our session today, our topic is going to be banking, its types and functions. I want to quickly ask you all a question. Who has been or have you been a banker, or have you seen someone who is doing banking in and around you? Except for banks, we have one of the best bankers in our homes. Who can that be? I want you all to unmute. Please unmute and answer that question. Otherwise, my brother works in ICIC. Okay. But my question is, who is the best banker in our own homes? Who can answer that question quickly? Yes. Investment banker? No. Try. I want you all to try. Very good, Arzu. Yes. So our mothers are the best bankers in our homes. Okay. So can you tell me some qualities that a bank and a mother has in common with respect to banking functions? Can anyone please unmute and tell me that quickly? Savings, yes, very good. Savings. And what else? Very good, Ahmad. Very good, Arzu. Management. Okay. Ahmad, can you tell me what kind of management? If you can unmute yourself, it will be very good for us. If you can unmute and tell us what kind of management. Locker facilities. Okay. I think someone is surfing on the internet and giving me the answers. Okay. Nikita, use savings in investment. Okay. Okay, let's start. So basically, common functions of our mom and the banks are basically savings and lending. Okay, so when you go and ask your mom, Mama, please give me this. So where will she get the money from? If she is a homemaker, where will she get the money from? Either Papa gives the money or she's doing her savings, correct? So from that savings, she is lending. So the same functions that a bank does is basically saving and lending. Okay. So lending can happen only if you saved money or deposited money. Can you lend money if you don't have money? Yes or no? Yes or no? I want you all to unmute. Please come on the camera and unmute yourselves. Otherwise, I'll think that I'm just talking to the host here and the team over here that is handling the masterclass. So please unmute yourself. It is fine even if you're wrong, you're not able to answer in any language. You can talk in Hindi. It works. But please respond here. I want an active crowd. No one has had their breakfast. Yes, no.
Yes,
Who is
ma'am.
comfortable to open? Yes, Emma, you can, if you're not at least not coming on the camera, I want you all to at least unmute yourself and talk. Yes?
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Ahmad. Okay. So the main functions of a bank is basically depositing and lending. Okay. So depositing, so savings that you already said is basically it means depositing. Okay. And lending is basically giving a loan. Okay. It's the same. It has the same meaning. Okay. But our mothers, they do not lend for interest. Always remember that. But the bank does lend for interest. Okay. And even if you deposit, you get interest from that. Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. Please let me know if it is visible. All right. Yes. I want my class to be active. Yes. I want my class to be active. I do not want them to
Yes,
be.
able to see. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Please unmute yourself and keep responding rather than using the chat. Let's have a talk. The way you talk to your friends, let's have a talk. There are no difficult questions, nothing to be asked. Okay. So So today we'll be talking about banking, its types and its functions. Before that, let me tell you about a little bit about myself. So yes, as Arzu rightly said that I was working at Bank of New York Mellon for about 3 years, and it's been 2 years with Wells Fargo as a portfolio manager. And I'm handling different clients' portfolios into corporate debt market. Talking about that, I also have 10 plus years of teaching and training experience. So that is about me. Let's talk about money. What is it? What is money? Can anyone tell me what is money before we go to bank and savings and deposit? What is money? No one knows what is money. Okay, is money important? Is money important? Okay, I think no one wants money. Is money important? Everyone, I'm asking you all, is money important? Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
money
ma'am.
is important. Yes, thank you. So money is important. Okay, why is money required? Will you be able to survive without money? Will you be able to survive without money?
No, we can't.
No, you cannot. Okay, so money is basically a medium of exchange, okay, which has a value. Money is a medium of exchange which has value to it. Okay, let's go to the next part. Let's talk about how the initial days and how money is valued. Okay, so we have unit of money, medium of exchange, means of payment, measure of value, and store of value. Okay, so even if you crush a 100 rupee note, will it have value? Even if you just take a 100 rupee note, okay, and you just crush it off, you just crush this note, okay, will it have value?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it will still have value.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
yes, it will still have value. So that comes under the store of value. So even if you crush the note and then you straighten it, that means it has value to it. Okay, but if you just take a random paper and you crush it, will it have value?
No.
No,
No.
ma'am.
Yes. So let's talk about features of money: durability, divisibility, and portability. Okay. So when money has value, can you give all the vegetable vendors 100 rupees? Okay, you take this when the vegetable is for 20, 30 rupees. It has value, right? It is divisible, right? It has durability, right?
Yes,
Is the
ma'am.
500 rupee note
Yes.
working? Is the 2000 rupee note working now?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
No, correct. And there are new coins also that have been introduced in the market, right? The 10 rupee coin, the 20 rupee
Yes.
coin. Yes. Okay. Now let's go to the banks. Okay. A bank is a financial institution which accepts deposit from the people and gives loans for the purpose of its consumption or investment. Okay. So basically, from these deposits itself, the bank is providing loan to people. So let's say if Ahmad is depositing money, let's say he's depositing 2 lakh rupees in his bank. Okay. And now that money, do you think the bank is keeping with it with themselves only? Do you think the
No.
bank is keeping the money? No. The bank, what will the bank do? Suppose Naga Sai Varun wants,
Lending.
yes, it will lend. So suppose Naga Sai wants a loan of 1.5. So the bank will use the money that Ahmed has already deposited to churn money and make business. It will lend it to Naga Sai Varun, okay, as a loan. Now, what is happening is here both of them have interest that is basically getting impacted here. Okay, so now I want to understand: will a depositor get higher interest, or will the payer who is paying the loan is going to pay a high interest? Who can answer that question? Let me see.
Who's
Will
getting the loan will pay a higher interest.
Very good, Nidhi. Thank you for answering. Very good. Yes. So Naga Sai Varun, when he is taking a loan from the bank, he has to pay a higher interest. So let's say if the loan that he is taken is for 1.5 lakh, he'll have to pay around 4 to 5% interest. Okay. Whereas Ahmad, he has deposited money, he would be getting interest only 3%. All right. So are you understanding? And the difference of 2%. Okay. So let's say he's paying 5% to the bank. Ahmad is getting 3% on the deposit. The difference of 2% is basically that could be the income for the bank. Got it? Are you understanding? That is how the bank makes money. All right. So the bank only does not lend just 2 lakh and 5 lakh, it even lends in crores. So they are making a lot of money using the interest amount. Okay, got it? Apart from interest, there are certain things called as commission. There are fees, there are management fees that is applicable to handle these loans. Okay, so while initiating a loan or when you want a loan, so there are certain processing fees charged. When Ahmed is depositing, he does not have to pay any other fees. So he will just be paying minimal fees. If you want some statements, it will be just like some using of mobile digital applications. There are some 5 rupees that is charged. If you might have seen the debited amount that comes in your account, 5 rupees charged, then he gets a deposit of 500 after every quarter. So these are the things that a bank functions to retail its customers. Okay, so if Ahmed is not getting any money from the bank, will he deposit money?
No.
No, correct. So the bank
No.
has to retain its customers by at least providing some interest to it. Okay, let's go to the next part. Okay, so these are the olden banks, the way they looked. Okay, these were the very olden banks, and this is basically international currency. Okay, let's talk about the evolution of banking. So, how did the bank start? So, firstly, we had merchant banking. They used to just save money and they used to lend it, okay, whenever required. Then there is called as benches. The way the word bank came into picture, banca and then bank. Okay, so this banking is basically uh, safeguarding your money and retaining its customers. Okay, retention of customers is very important in order to run the business of a bank. Okay, so these are the olden banks that you see in abroad. Okay, so now the basic services that a financial bank that offers to its customers. Do you use mobile applications? Do you use iMobile or any of the banking applications that are there?
Yeah.
Yes. Naga, can you tell me more about it? Like which one are you using?
Actually, I'm using an HDFC
Okay,
application.
very good. HDFC. So, have you seen these portals, this portal on the HDFC Bank, and have you seen the services offered by HDFC?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yes. This is similar to that, right? It is the same, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, this is the account. What does the account talk about? Okay, let me pick people now. Yes, Manisha, what does the account talk about? If you used a bank iMobile app or any statement, or if you're physically going there, what does the account talk about? So account basically is like a passbook, okay? So what does it talk about?
Account just record all the transactions.
Yes, very good. So account, it gives a record that you have how much money you've got withdrawn and how much you've utilized. Okay, how much is the interest that you've got when you save money. Okay, so account basically gives your entire data. Okay, the summary of your account basically talks about your withdrawal plans, your saving plans, your interest plans, your fees charged. Okay, for usage of the applications or websites. Okay, the banking websites. Okay, if you're withdrawing or depositing money using the website or iMobile app or HDFC apps. Okay, deposit basically talks about how much you've deposited. Okay, this is very simple. Loans, it talks about what kind of loans you've taken. Is it a personal loan or is it a home loan? How much are you paying the interest? What is the EMI? What is the down payment that you've done? Okay, in detail. This talks about cards. You already know debit cards, credit cards. Okay, Forex is basically if you're traveling internationally, so Forex cards are used. Investments, investments are basically if you are trading in shares or if you are investing in mutual funds via the application, it gives a detail about the portfolio that you're holding. Okay, what shares you're holding, which company you've invested, how much are the returns the company is providing. Okay, and then insurance. So if you've taken insurance from that particular bank, it will give details about that insurance. Then we've got payments that takes place. Okay, so if you are making payments to your friend, even if it is a Google Pay or GPay app or a Phone Pay app, your bank account still has details about the payments that you've done to people. Okay, and then there are other services. What kind of other services that you might have noticed? Someone had already answered you. So the other services is Rebecca, locker facilities. Okay, the other services are basically the locker facilities that comes in picture, and there are many more. We are just aware of these. Okay, all right. So now let's go in detail about the accounts that the bank holds. Okay, so saving account. Okay, current account, salary account, demat account, priority account. Okay, now I want to understand what is the difference between saving account and current account. Are these the same? Are these the same?
No, saving account is related to our saving, and current account is related to business purpose.
I don't want y'all to write um on the PPT, please. I don't want y'all to write. Someone is just scratched on this. Okay. Um, so saving account is basically if anyone is not even working, is not employed, they also can open a savings account and save their money. Okay. Then the current account is basically the need of the businessman. So current account is basically required by businessmen to churn money. Okay, because they need immediate money. Saving account is a huge bulk or huge lump of amount that we saved for our purpose. But businessmen do not use saving account; they use current account for day-to-day businesses. Okay. Then we've got salary account to manage salaries, demat account to manage the shares that you have purchased. Okay. And priority account is basically a service that would ensure not only the highest level of priority but preferential treatment. Okay. These basically will have customers like HNIs whose net worth is very high. Okay. Let's go to the next part. Let me just try to erase this. Okay. So, okay, so these are the examples of savings account. I want Het Patel to just read these accounts. Het Patel, are you there? I just want you to read the names. Krishi saving account, women saving account. Yes, are you there, Het Patel? Yes,
Yes.
no. Yes, can you please read the accounts? Only the accounts. I don't want you to read
Hold
it.
on.
Yes.
Okay, so Krishi saving account, farmers looking for an account that can be operated easily. And then women savings account, women seeking banking solutions tailored to your needs. Senior citizen saving account, a banking style that complements your senior status. Prime saving account, a customized saving account to suit your specific financial requirements. And lastly, pension saving account, a pensioner seeking banking solutions tailored to your needs.
Very good. Thank you, Het. So, yes. So, I hope you've understood this. Krishi saving is basically meant for farmers. Women saving is basically meant for women seeking banking solutions. Okay. These in this account, basically we would have women from small scale industries who do a lot of weaving or tailoring or any other businesses that they do at a smaller scale. So they basically open these accounts where they can, save money there. Okay. Senior citizen account, these accounts are opened by people who are 60 plus years of age. Okay. Prime saving account, customized account to suit your specific financial requirement. So basically, if you've got certain specific other requirements, okay, apart from the business and all that, like if your business is not a seasonal business, you just started something and then you might pick it up next year or something. So prime saving account basically comes here. Pension saving account, you already know our grandparents basically get pensions. So they already have a special function there called as pension saving account. So it talks about how much pension are you receiving, how much are you utilizing it, how much is your lump sum amount, all the details there. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now let's talk about the deposits there. Okay, the functions of it. Uh, so these are this is another function of the bank, which is the prime function, depositing. So fixed deposit, recurring deposit, encashment 24/7. Okay. Tax saver fixed deposit. Okay. Now I want someone to tell me who has a fixed deposit here. Priyank. Priyank, can you hear me? I am very open to my students and I want my students to interact. So yes, Priyank, can you tell me something about fixed deposit account and has your parents, have had a fixed deposit account or do they have one? Yes, Priyank, are you there? Sanya, are you there? Sanya, Damanpreet, are you there? I don't know. Are you all listening to my session or what is it? Okay. Chino, are you there? Fixed deposit. Can you tell me something a little bit about fixed deposit?
Hi, ma'am. Them on this side.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
yeah. So fixed deposits are like something we need to deposit a fixed amount after a fixed interval. And then after the fixed period for which it is there, like for example, if we have done an FD for 10 years, then we can withdraw the lump sum amount, including the interest.
Yes, very good. So fixed deposit, you do not have to keep investing, okay? You just collate the lump sum amount, let's say if it is 50,000 or 1 lakh, and then you just deposit the money with the bank, okay? And then you get a deposit receipt, and then it talks about the maturity. Very good, Daman. You have answered and done a very good job here. So she's rightly said that yes, you can then withdraw the lump sum amount with the interest on maturity. Okay, so let's say if you kept a fixed deposit for about 5 years, after 5 years, you're not only going to get 50,000 that you deposited, you may probably get 70,000 with your interest. Okay, let's go to the recurring deposit. Recurring deposit is basically every month you are putting some money in the bank. Okay, let's say if you've saved 2,000 rupees every month, so 2,000 rupees you will keep depositing in the recurring deposit account there, okay, and then you would be getting small amount of interest there, okay. Now in cash 24, it basically gives you the liquidity of savings account coupled with higher earnings of fixed deposit. So basically, I don't want you to get into technicalities of this. Just understand these two concepts: fixed deposit, recurring deposit, and tax saver fixed deposit, okay. So here, in cash 24/7, 24 flexi deposit, it basically gives, it's basically a little bit of terms and conditions that is applied to your fixed deposit that you would be encashing the amount whenever required during an emergency. Now, what happens is when you are breaking your fixed deposit that you had already signed off for 5 years, and let's say you want to break it because of an emergency for about after 3 years, what will happen is your interest would get hampered there. So you would get a minimal interest if you are, if you are breaking off your deposit. Okay. Now let's go to the tax saver fund deposit. The government has announced tax benefits to the bank term deposits over 5 year tenure. So if you put your money for about 5 years into this tax saver fund deposit, there are different funds. Okay, the funds have a name. Okay, so this is like a catalog that is provided to you. So under that, let's say you select some company and then you put your money in that to save your funds. So what will happen is when you are claiming your tax benefits using an ITR, okay, so you would be getting a benefit or some deductions under some ATC or ATU, whatever. So under those the criteria that is provided, you get a deduction there. Okay. If you put your money in this tax saver deposit fund. Okay. Now let's go to the primary function two of this. So first was the deposit. The second is the loans. So we've got retail loans. The retail loans are bifurcated into home loans, car loans, education loans, personal loans. So now I want to quickly understand who is having a loan currently. I want you all to unmute yourself and let me know about it. And what kind of loan? Yes. Yes, who is having a loan currently? I'm just watching everyone. Who is having a loan currently? No one has a loan. Your parents didn't have, your parents might have taken a loan, right? Yes, Niranjan, you were saying something.
Yes, ma'am. I have home loan. Actually,
No, I
I
cannot.
don't have my father.
Your father has a home loan. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
ma'am.
So he's spoken about home loan. So Niranjan, can you just tell us that the interest that your father is paying on a home loan, is it greater than the deposit interest that he's receiving?
Yes, ma'am. It is greater than the depositors, or actually we are paying 12% per annum interest rate.
Okay, okay, great. Now let me share my screen now. Okay. Then there are car loans, education loans, and personal loans. Okay. So these are basically loans, retail loans. These are basically loans which require a huge amount, and the tenure too also would be very long. Okay. So let's say home loan, basically people take loans for about 10 years or 20 years, depending on the capacity they pay and on the salary that they're earning. Okay. Same goes with car loans, education loans, and personal loans. Okay. Now let's go to the personal overdraft, loan against security, loan against shares, or consumer loans. You do not have to understand this. So I'll just give a little bit of brief of this. So loan against security. Let's say now you want an education loan. Okay, you want an education loan about 30 lakh or 40 lakh to study in abroad. The bank is the bank going to give you the whole amount 30, 40 lakh? Who can answer that? Is the bank going to give you 30, 40 lakh? Yes or no? Ahmad, is the bank going to give you 30, 40 lakhs straight? Here, take Ahmad, please take the loan. It's all yours. Is the bank going to say that?
No idea, ma'am.
No? Okay, Manisha, if you want a 30, 40 lakh loan, is the bank going to give you the loan like that only? Manisha, yes, please take
No,
30
ma'am.
lakh. Okay,
No,
what is the
ma'am.
bank going to do? What is the bank going to do? How do you just think? Let's put our thinking caps on. Huh? Will the bank give you the entire 30 lakh?
Ma'am, they will ask for some kind of security or something like that.
Yes. Who answered that?
Nidhi, ma'am.
Nidhi, very good, Nidhi. So the bank will ask you collateral, okay? It's basically security. You are right, Nidhi. Very good. Thank you for answering. So the security would be your house papers where you're staying. It could be your vehicle papers. So based on that, it will provide you education loan. Why is the bank doing that? Why is the bank taking security from you? Nidhi, now that you've answered, can you please tell me that? Elaborate on that. Why is the bank taking security from you?
Ma'am, so that they know that we will be able to pay them back. Or even if
Very
we don't,
good.
we can take the properties. Like they have the right.
Yes. Yes, they have the right to take the document papers of yours and they can sell it. They can just sell it off. Okay. Because they need your repayment with the interest. So now if they're not getting if the loans that you've taken for education, if you're not able to repay it, they'll sell the security or collateral that you've provided. Okay. It may be a house, it may be a property or a land or anything. It could be gold also. They'll sell it off and they'll take their money again. They'll take their money back. Okay. Now this is another function of the bank, that is investment. Okay, so the investment would be in any form, that could be mutual fund, government bonds, gold coins, shares. Okay, so mutual funds basically are a conservative way of saving your money. So I want to ask you all, will you prefer putting your money in a mutual fund or will you put it in an FD? I want to know that. Will you put your money in the mutual fund or in an FD? FD is fixed deposit.
Non-mutual fund.
Mutual fund.
FD.
Why will you put it in mutual fund, Niranjan?
Ma'am, because I am pursuing a course related to this field. I like to trade, intraday trade.
No. Trading is different. Intraday trading is different. Putting your money
Ma'am,
in mutual
SIP.
fund.
Ma'am, SIP.
Okay,
Simply SIP.
SIP.
It helped
Okay,
me in future.
it will help you in future. Fixed deposit won't help you in future.
Ma'am, mutual fund is start basically a minimum of 500, 100 to 500 per month.
Hmm.
Or
Hmm.
a fixed deposit, we need to 1 lakh minimum to deposit for long
But
term.
for FD, see, FD you can save money, no? Every month 500, 500, 10,000. So 10,000 you can put it in fixed deposit. My question to you is, why do you want to invest in a mutual fund and why not in a fixed deposit? Who can answer
Ma'am,
that
mutual
question,
fund gave
please?
me extra interest on my capital.
Correct. Correct. Very good. So your mutual fund would provide you higher interest, okay, and higher capital appreciation compared to the FD. So FD would provide you just 3-4% interest, okay, whereas mutual fund provides you very high interest. Okay, it's basically between, it could be 10 to 20%, which is way more than the interest that you get on your fixed deposit. Okay. So government bonds, these are sovereign bonds. Your application that you use, your banking application or phone pay apps or GPay apps, it will have something called as sovereign bonds or government bonds. These are basically bonds where it provides you fixed rate of return. Okay, and they are backed by government, so you know that the government is somehow going to provide you your money. Okay, so they would provide you a low rate of interest, but fixed return would be paid to you. Okay, they won't run away. Mutual funds also, they provide you good returns, okay, based on the company and stocks that you invest in. Okay, gold coins. So gold coins, if you've seen your phone pay or the digital apps that you've got, they are selling digital gold. Okay, you the minimum amount that you can put in gold would be 500 or 1,000 rupees, and then you get around 5 gram or like point 0.5 gram or 0.10 gram. Okay, and then ultimately you can put your money, you can keep increasing the savings there, and then you can get your digital gold. You may even get your digital gold coin. Okay, that you can encash it at a proper gold shop also if you want. Okay, and these are shares that you already are aware of, equity shares, preference shares, okay, where you get dividends. Okay, so these activities also can be done via banking. Okay, these are the functions of banking and the services provided by a bank. Okay, now so it does not, it does not suffice for a bank just to do deposits and just to provide loans. Okay, we cannot take loan on daily basis, and we are not depositing money on a daily basis. Okay, but we are doing payments on daily basis, whether it is a small cup, buying a small cup of tea, or making a huge making a huge transaction for buying a particular vehicle or something. So every day every individual is paying some or the other thing. So whether it could be a 10 rupee chips packet, that also you are paying, okay, via your bank account only, correct? Are you paying it from anywhere else? No. Even if you are paying cash also, you are encashing it from the ATM, correct? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. So now let's go to the payment options that a bank provides. Okay, there are checks, pay order banker's check, demand draft, multi-city checks, electronic fund transfer. Okay, so basically these are all the services provided by the bank. So these are different types of checks that is given. Okay, if you've noticed, if you open a bank account, you receive a checkbook, correct? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you receive a checkbook. Can you randomly give the check like that only? Okay, take this check for you, take this check for you, take this check for you.
No,
Can you
ma'am.
randomly? No,
No.
no. Okay, why? So how will you provide a check? Let's say, Rebecca, if you need to give a check to Naga, okay, first you need to see how much balance you've got, right, in your account, or you can let's say if you've got
I need to check my
20,000,
balance.
correct, correct. You
I
need to
need to
check your.
fill the form and I need to
Hmm.
take the check and give deposit into the bank.
Very good. And then Naga will get his amount. Now, let's say, Rebecca, you are supposed to pay Naga 50,000, okay? And your bank account has only 20,000. And you've already made the check and you put it in the bank account, okay? What happens when you have no balance that is required that you've already put on the check?
Check bounce, I guess.
Abhishek,
It
please do not write on the PPT a request. I do not want anyone to please write on the PPT. It's unprofessional. Thank you. So yes, Rebecca, what will happen if the
check will be wasted or check bounce, ma'am.
very good check bounce? Okay, that's the correct word. Your check will get bounced. Okay, and that will actually, if your checks keep bouncing recurringly, your credit score gets hampered.
CIBIL
Okay,
score affects you.
yes, yes, CIBIL score gets affected. Your credit score gets affected. And what happens when the credit score or CIBIL score gets affected? The bank does
We don't
not
get
provide.
any loans. In fact,
Very good, Rebecca. Yes, you do not get loans based on the credit score that you've got. Then only after investigating and scrutinizing that, then the bank provides you loans. Okay. Now payments are done. Let's talk about the other services. The other services could be now your mobile recharge, locker facility, e-statement, online shopping. Have you all seen these other services? Who usually visits on these other services? Let me see. Please raise your hands.
Online
Do you all-
shopping.
Yes, online shopping. Yes, even I do that. Online shopping.
And mobile recharge also.
Mobile recharge, yes. E-statements, don't you all see your e-statements? How much you've spent or how much you need to pay to your friend? You all don't see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Okay. Now, these are the banking channels. Okay. We've got the ATM, we've got mobile banking, we've got internet banking, we've got phone banking. Okay. So, my question to you is, will you prefer going to the bank, withdrawing money, and then putting your money into deposit, physically going to a bank and then depositing money and then withdrawing money, or will you prefer using a mobile banking app?
We prefer to use mobile banking app mostly
Yes. Why, Naga? Why?
because it won't be take more time. We can easily do our payments and everything as well in mobile app.
Yes. Yes, it won't take more of your time. That is one aspect. Also, it is fast and easily accessible for you to make the payments. Okay. Let's say in an emergency, someone needs money, or a parents needs money, or a friend needs money. You can immediately do it. You don't have to wait for 2 to 3 days, or you don't have to wait for the entire day to just take the money and then deposit it and then get the money. Okay. So basically, it is easily accessible. Okay. Now let's understand how the bank is working. Okay. All right. Let's understand. So here, this is the bank. Okay. Now the exporter exchange notes at the bank. Okay. Now what happens is when you are, so basically this is just how the working of the bank is done when a business requires money. Okay. So I don't want you all to get into this technical stuff right now. At least it will get a little difficult. So basically when you deposit money into a bank, your deposit is not left there. It basically goes into the place where the loans are disbursed. Okay, and the bank does not randomly give a loan to people. It checks the CIBIL score, it checks the requirement, it checks why the so now I want to tell you all that the bank can provide. Okay, she she is a very good candidate. Okay, she has a very good rapport with the banking professionals there. Okay, where they have noticed that her repayments, if she's taken a loan, her repayments are very good. Her CIBIL score is very good. Her employment, the bank is ready to provide her a loan within an hour. With the bank should be very good in terms of timely payments of her loans that she's taken. Okay, not missing out or not allowing her check to bounce. Then her record will be checked by the bank, and then with the senior authorities and the approvals of the credit officers and all those banking professionals, then the loan can be disbursed. But now what will happen is when she is taking a loan, okay, her rate of interest also would be high. Are you understanding that? Her rate of
Yeah.
interest would be high. Okay. And in case her rate of interest is not high, the processing fees and the management fees that is incurring on her while taking a loan on an abrupt basis, those fees would be high. Okay. But the duration of her repayment also would be noted in the agreement that is sent to her. Okay. There would be certain scrutiny also done, and then the loan is disbursed. Okay. Uh, so this is the these are the topics that we learned. Let's basically talk a little bit about. Let me know if my screen is visible, okay? Okay, so now let's try to understand the different types of banks in India, okay? So they are classified into various types. They are central banks, cooperative banks, commercial banks, regional rural banks, local area banks, and specialized banks. A quick question to you is, which bank are you saving your money, or which banks are you utilizing for your personal use? Which is the bank that you're using for making your day-to-day transactions? Are you using the central bank?
No,
No. Which is the central bank of India?
it's SBI and Central Bank of India. I think so,
RBI.
or RBI. Yeah.
RBI. It's RBI, Nata. Okay. So RBI is the Central Bank of India. Okay. So basically these are different types of banks: small finance banks and payments banks. Okay. So these are the functions of banks. Okay. We are basically using commercial banks. Okay. Or sometimes depending on the places where the people are staying, whether it's tier 2 or tier 3 cities, they probably would be using cooperative banks. But usually we use commercial bank, that is HDFC, ICIC, okay, Kotak. These are all banks that we are using on a daily basis where the transactions are done, okay. And there are daily account openings that happens in the commercial banks compared to the cooperative banks, okay. These banks have similar functions, similar primary functions, that is lending and depositing. Apart from that, commercial banks, they have different other functions that we already saw. Okay, the investment functions, or saving, lending, loan functions that they provide. Okay, locker functions are there, statements that are provided. Okay, so these are the functions that the commercial banks and the other banks are providing at different rates and different charges depending on the states. Okay. So let's say a rural place, they cannot charge higher interest to the people in the rural area. No one will deposit. Okay. So basically, depending on the places, the banks are charging their rates and prescribed by the RBI. Okay. So yes, central banks, cooperative banks. Central banks, you already know, it's the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, it basically is the king of all the banks. It checks how the regulatory works within the banks and how the banks are functioning. Okay, these are the cooperative banks. So here, these banks could be state cooperative banks. Okay, these are tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. They're bifurcated. Okay, you might have seen this NABARD, okay, which is used for agricultural purpose, where the lending and depositing is done for the agricultural purpose. I don't want you to get a little into details here. We'll have that in the next session. We basically are working into the commercial banks, okay? So we basically do transactions using these commercial banks, which is private sector, public sector, and foreign banks, okay? Now, these are the banks that you might be having an account with. Okay. So you might be having an account with the Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of Baroda, okay, SBI, Catholic Bank. Okay. But we probably do not have accounts with these banks. Okay. JP Morgan, Standard Chartered, okay, HSBC. These are all international banks. We basically have accounts with Axis Bank, HDFC, ICICI. Okay. So these are the most dominating banks that are there in our country. Okay. Yes. So I already told you regional rural banks, the purpose of it is basically provide money or transactions for agricultural purpose. Okay. Yes, I don't want to get into details of these technical. Let's go to the payments bank. Okay. So we learned about central bank, we learned about commercial banks. So we learned about payment banks, commercial banks, and central banks. Okay. So here, these are the payment banks. I want to understand who invests or who saves money in post office. Has anyone done that, saving money in post office? Does that come under the banking sector? Does it have functions of the bank? Yes, no?
No,
Yes.
it won't come under that.
Aditi says yes. Naga says no. Okay. Aditi, why yes?
Ma'am, because in rural areas, mostly a lot of people have their money saved in post offices only, and there are multiple post office schemes that government also empowers so that people start the habit of saving and at least have a bank account.
Very good, Aditi. Yes, you are right. Naga, why did you say no?
No, actually, I don't have idea on it. I
Okay,
don't
you
know.
do not. Okay, you do not have an idea of it. Okay, no worries. Yes, so post office also has similar functions to a bank, and usually people with a low amount of money, or when they want to utilize certain schemes provided by the government, they choose to save post office. There's something called as post office savings. Okay, we also have an app of it. It has similar functions like a bank. Okay. Here, the rate of interest are also very low, but they ensure that they provide fixed rate of interest. Okay. So yes, we have quickly we have studied or we had the sessions on the functions of a bank, the services that a bank provides, and the types of banks. I quickly want to wrap up by throwing a question, saying by asking you all a question, which banks are you all having an account with? So quickly you can use the chat box and you can let me know. And why have you chosen that? Or there's no reason you'll have just randomly opened an account. SBI. Okay. Better. Okay. Okay. So some say that it is SBI, HDFC, Bank of Baroda, Indusland. Okay. SBI again. Yes. Okay, so have you all checked your statements anytime when you'll have your savings account and when you'll have your money, when you'll have your own money there in the account? Have you all checked your savings account? Do you all get interest on it? Yes, no. Do you all get interest on it? Yes. Okay. So now I want to understand basically how much interest do you get? And do you get it monthly or do you get it quarterly? This is a tricky question. Do you get interest monthly or do you get it quarterly? Who can answer that question? Do you get your interest on your savings account monthly or quarterly? Quarterly. Very good, Aditi. Very good. Now, will you get interest, a higher amount of interest, or it is based on the saving that you've done? So let's say if you've just invested, if you've just saved 5,000 rupees, will you get your interest that would be around 10,000 or something based on the saving? Very good, Naga. Yes. So the interest that you get would be 10. So the interest that you get would be based on your savings. Yes. Average amount available in the savings. Yes. Very good, Aditi. Yes. So I want you all to just read a little bit about the functions and make use of the functions that a bank is providing. Okay. Try to understand which has a higher rate of interest, which services provide higher rate of interest on your earnings, not your loans. Okay. Because obviously you need to earn more than you actually are taking a debt. Okay, how much is the interest, how much is the services that is charged, that you are using, how much are the services charged, whether it is a processing fee, whether it is all the minimal charges. If you open up your passbook or you open up your account statement, it will give you details about the transactions that you do on a day-to-day basis and how much is the bank charging you for those transactions. Okay, so yes, we are done with the session. I quickly want to understand if you all have any doubts, please put down your queries on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Do you have any queries? Yes, no? It's clear from my side. How to get the recording as I got disconnected? Okay, Aditi, I will connect you with the team. Okay, I will connect you with the team here. They would provide you the recording. All right. Yes. Any other question? Any question? Okay, I think we are done for the day. Yes, it was very good and nice to meet you, ma'am. Had a clear understanding from my side. Thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. Good to hear that. Okay. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for being patient and listening. Okay. Have a really very good day today and happy Friday. Please be energetic. Okay, in your sessions, I ensure that my classes are very interactive. Okay, I do not want camera put off and not answering. Okay, the chat box is highly utilized, but if you all talk, that will help you all to upskill yourself also, and it will help you to conduct meetings if you all are working in corporates. Okay, it will boost up your confidence. So please try to you unmute and use your mic as much as possible. Thank you so much. Yes. Over to you, Arzu and the team.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, Irene. Thank you so much for a wonderful master class. So, students, how you like the class? Can you please give your feedback in the Zoom chat box so that we'll good to hear? Yeah, it was good, very helpful to us. Yeah, that's good. What about the others? It was very informative. That's good. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much, Irene ma'am. Others, you can leave the class, and ma'am, you too. Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Arzu, I think Aditi has a question. Do you guys help in banking exams? Please connect with her offline and check what she needs. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll check with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Just try to understand what kind of banking exams are they, the Indian banks, or is she looking for something into international? Just
Okay.
connect with her and let me know if any guidance is required. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
all.
sure. Thanks so much. Thank you.